What's up, y'all? Didn't see you there. My name is Sean Brown, and today I'm going to tell you why you can't skate stair sets. Alright, what's up, guys? Hopefully you can hear me. There's construction going on. I was originally going to skate at this like 2 stair, but there's a lot of people there, and I just want to make sure, you know, I socially distance. So I moved to this 3 stair, but basically we're going to be covering ollies and skating stairs for this, but I think ollie is just the best thing to cover because you can take these general tips and use them for any trick when going down a stair set. So the first step is to make sure that you can actually do your tricks while moving because, you know, lo and behold, when you go down a stair set, you have to do your trick while moving before you go down the stair set. So really just make sure you can do it while moving. The general tip to land tricks while moving is actually like to lean forward towards your nose so that when you land, if you lean too far back, then you might slip out. So make sure you're leaning forward so you can keep rolling forward after you land it. Now the next thing, if you see here, this is a whole 3 stair. So if you don't know where to start, I would say start on a curb because it's technically like a 1 stair. A stair set, you know, is at least 2 because you have to cover some distance. But the main difference is with stairs, you have to actually cover a distance when you do it, like distance and height. But if you do a curb, you know, you're just starting mainly with the height. So yeah, the first step is just making sure that you can actually, you know, work your way up to landing more stairs, but basically like more curbs stacked onto each other. So I would say start with a curb first. If you can find a 2 stair, that is ideal. I think that's the perfect one to start with. But if you can't, a 3 stair is also perfectly fine too. So with the timing of going downstairs, it's a little tricky because you have to time it right before, if you look closely, before your front wheels go off the edge. Because if you wait too late, it's gonna dip and that's gonna mess up your pop for the ollie. Or if you go way too early, you have more space to clear and you may not clear all the time. You may clip the edge. So I think the perfect timing is getting up here and just like right before you're about to hit the edge. I'll show some other clips over so you can get the timing of it, but that's when you want to try to time the pop. So it's really like you just have to get the rhythm down your head, but just give it some times of trying to go a little bit before you hit the edge. You don't want to go too far before it or go too late where you're going to dip. That's the main thing. Also, I want to add the foot position I do before I actually go off the stair set, for ollies at least, is I have my front foot at least right under the bolts so that when I slide, I can just end up right here. If I go too far back, it's gonna be weird like sliding up all the way to the nose and trying to figure out where the bolts are after. If I just keep them right under the bolts and I do like a mini slide, I'm most likely gonna land right here. And then the tail, you know, you just put your back foot anywhere that works best for your ollie. But I think putting it as close up to the bolts as you can for ollieing downstairs is probably the best thing you can do. Alright, so the next step is if you're not going fast enough, then you're not going to be able to clear it, and it's going to be more scary to you because you're going to like see, oh, I'm not going to clear it, and then you're just going to freak out. So make sure you go fast enough. If you're really scared, you don't have to go extremely fast. Just like work on, it's really just trial and error with this, but you have to like test different speeds and see what works. But you just have to make sure you're able to clear it because I see a lot of people, they want to try to go off a stair set, but they're going like this slow. See, if I pop an ollie right here, I would literally clip the edge right there. So really just like work on different speeds, and I would say, you know, the faster you go, the better. But it's really just a matter of like trial and error of seeing what speed works. So the next common mistake is the landing. And the thing is, some people will, you know, either land with their feet too close together. That will cause you to slip out, right? Also, if your legs are too straight when you land, that's how you can also shoot out, right? Things I really recommend is landing on the bolts if possible. Like that's the best way you can land, and then making sure you bend your knees upon impact. You don't want to land straight leg because then you're going to slip out, especially the higher the stair set. So really make sure when you land, you like bend your knees to absorb the impact. It's also going to be easier on your legs too because you can really injure yourself if you land with your legs straight. All right, so right here, like I said, I'm going to try to land bolts and then bend my knees upon impact so I can absorb it. Okay, so the next part is kind of like the mindset before going off the stair set. So it's a lot of things to look at when you're actually jumping down a stair set, because you have to actually look at your feet to make sure you're set up, and then look at the edge of the stair to make sure you get the timing right for making sure, you know, you don't go too late or too early. And then you also have to make sure you're also clearing the stair set. So my kind of mindset is when I'm rolling up, right? First, I make sure I have enough rolling space so I can roll up. But first I look at my feet, I get it set up in a place where I know it's gonna be, right? And then I look at the edge of the stair next, and then that's when I do my ollie, and I basically do it without looking, if that makes sense. I kind of look ahead at where I'm gonna land, so it all makes sense and I'm not too confused when it's happening. So it's kind of like a process, like I roll up, so look at my feet, look at the edge, and then look at where I'm landing while I'm doing the ollie. So it's a little tough, but you just gotta figure out what works for you on, you know, getting that timing right. Okay, so the next thing I want to add is that most people mess up because they're scared of the stair set, and the only thing you can really do to combat this is try to warm your way up to it. So like I said, start with the curb if you can, try to see if you can find a 2-stair, maybe a 3-stair, and then work your way up to whatever stair set you're trying to ollie or do whatever trick down. Now, if you can't build your way up, just do whatever you can that is like a warm up to that. Now, some other thing you can do, you can also wear a helmet to give you more, you know, confidence, maybe even some protective gear if you're scared of injuring yourself. And one thing I just want to note is that if you look closely, right, if you only cover the distance from the skateboard, like drop, like the skateboard where you are to the drop and where you have to go, it is not that high as what you see. So you see my eyes up here, when I'm standing up here, I'm like 5'10". I'm adding that much height to what I'm looking down, but my feet are all the way down here. So if you try to, like, I guess, have that mindset instead, you're really not having that much of height to clear from what you actually see from your eyes. So just keep that in mind. Most of the time, once you land it, you'll realize, like, wow, that wasn't that big of a drop as I thought of it. But otherwise, you know, it's really just time, practice, and commitment. I have a why you can't commit, so if you wanna, you know, check that out. If you're having problems with committing to tricks, check that out. But really, at the end of the day, commitment is just how bad you want it, right? You're just gonna say, there's gonna be one try where it's like, you know, screw it, I don't care what happens. I'm gonna jump down, I'm gonna stick both feet on it. But make sure, you know, when you're doing that, just use the tips I had in mind so you don't hurt yourself, and it makes it easier for you when you're committing. So once you commit once, I'm telling you, it'll be so much easier to commit after because you realize it's not that bad. So that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for why you can't skate stair sets. Like I said, it's really more of a mind game than physical. So it's really just about commitment, the practice you put into it, you know, how much effort you're willing to actually, you know, try to skate down the stair set. So, you know, it takes some guts, but like I said, warm your way up to it. Don't jump straight to some giant stair set because that can be scary. So start off with curbs. If you're just starting off, you can use like the same tips I gave. It's pretty much for any size stair set, you know, even El Toro, you still have to use those basic tips when doing any stair set. But yeah, it's just, you know, it can be scary. I understand it. I used to be really scared of stair sets. I still don't skate that many stairs, but you know, I was able to overcome that fear over time. So hopefully that'll help you guys. If you have any other questions about skating stairs, leave it down in the comments down below. Or if you have any other tips that I didn't cover, leave those down in the comments down below so other people can see that and you can help them too. But otherwise than that, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications so you can see the next video. Or if I go live too, so I've been doing that too. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.